Dominic King. Daytimes with Dom.
BBC Radio Kent.
An Isle of Sheppey couple have used their own family experience with dementia to create nostalgic activities for those living with the disease. Sharon and Chris Daldry from Sheerness are the creators of Timeless Presents, a business which helps to re-establish connections through puzzles, colouring books and a curiosity box. They've been nominated as finalists at the Dementia Care Awards. Sharon and Chris came to the studio here at BBC Radio Kent a little earlier, and Sharon told me about her dad, Brian.
He was amazing. He was a wonderful dad and very sociable, very friendly and very loving. And then he became ill with Alzheimer's at about the age of 63, something like that.
This whole reason you're in with me is because of learning, I guess, something brand new. Alzheimer's is something that you don't just get told about. You kind of experience it, I guess.
Absolutely, which is a shame because many people go through that experience. So going through it, it almost feels like you're on your own, that there is hardly anywhere to go to. And we took our cues from my dad, basically.
What were you starting to see happen as the Alzheimer's progressed?
I mean, eventually he forgot where things went in cupboards. So you'd visit and find prawns in the cupboard, making a cup of tea. Those functions became very diminished. But you could sit and chat with him as well at times, you know. So it's quite changeable, the way that it affects people. You know, some days he was better than others, so...
Did you feel, Chris, that there were resources around enough to help you to understand what was going on as a family?
When we looked into it, we didn't find too much information out there. We did kind of learn as we went along, as much from our own experiences as from information we were able to research.
Yeah, this was happening in 2002, 2003. So, what we did was used our instinct, used what people told us verbally. But, you know, as for resources, then very minimal.
He lived with dementia for 17 years and sadly died in 2019.
That's right.
But he's absolutely the inspiration for what you both did next.
Yeah, I work with my dad every day.
What a thing to say. That's amazing.
I know. I see his photograph and he remains the inspiration because the moments I remember are the moments that were inspired by the discovery that we made, that we could connect with him still in the later stages.
And that became something that has now turned into Timeless Presents. And it's something that I can see in front of us. We've got a number of objects. They're colourful designs that you've both come up with. Chris, can we just look at that box first of all? Can you just open that box for us and tell us what's inside?
Absolutely. So this is our curiosity box. We'd probably describe it in shorthand as a sort of fidget toy. There's all sorts of things inside that are easily recognisable. We've got a wooden spinning top, a dice.
I can see some buttons there.
Yes, there's some brightly coloured buttons. They're all designed to interact with each other and foster an interest and an intrigue. So you can put the buttons in the purse. You could thread the buttons onto the shoelace that we've got here. There's really no wrong way of interacting with it. And what we found with Sharon's father was that when he was struggling to follow a conversation and he'd get a bit tired, and one of the things was he often wanted to go home in that moment, and the curiosity box placed near to him, it would pique his interest. He would open it, have a rummage, engage with all of the items, and then it would help him to reconnect with everybody afterwards. It would sort of act as a reset.
Chris, thank you. And Sharon, that phrase "going home," that's a really interesting one, isn't it? Because do you feel that he and others who use these amazing items do feel like they're reconnecting? They're going back to a place they know that they may not be able to access, and we don't know enough yet about how they're thinking.
That's exactly right. The kind of things that we're talking about can be described as difficult behaviours, but we believe that these are actually a representation of needs that are unmet. So that they are actually saying, I don't know where I am, I don't know what's going on, I think you should take me home. So, and if you're an angry person in your life, then maybe you do get defensive and say, what's going on?
It can also stem from a sense of boredom.
Yeah, absolutely.
In front of me here, this is lovely. So, I mean, makes me feel very Kent because I think of our coastline and stuff. What was the inspiration for this? This is like a puzzle here with, there's all the pieces. Behind it is another image of the same thing. Is that to match? Is that the idea?
Yeah, the idea is to match. What we've understood is with research over the years, we've understood that there are visual problems that come along. So you want to try and keep things all within a visual range that is accessible to the person with dementia. So you've got to look away to look at a puzzle lid, for example. Then it's very hard to come back and think where it should go.
That's a really good point. So it's right in front of your eyes, effectively.
Exactly, yeah.
Connecting. And it's very tactile as well. And I guess that's another part of all of this, is that feeling.
Absolutely. And also don't forget, people with dementia are generally older, so they're going to have those associated problems like dexterity, arthritis, that's the one.
But it's also about reminiscing and cultural reminiscence. It doesn't have to be an exact memory of a particular time or place. Everybody's got a general sense of a holiday at the beach or making a sandcastle or whatever, and it doesn't matter if these are a blend of an actual event as well.
How do you support each other through this? Because financially, I guess, to come up with something brand new is quite tough.
Absolutely. And Chris does all that supporting to keep the bills paid. We've been lucky enough to self-fund to begin with, and we've also been recipient of a grant.
Yeah, the Dementia Services Development Centre, you got accreditation from them at Stirling University. That must be incredible to know that they see what you're doing.
That is beyond important. This is absolutely vital for us because people may see them and say this is a simple puzzle, but the level of design principles that have gone into making this accessible for people with dementia is because it's not a children's puzzle. It's a wooden puzzle, but it's not a children's puzzle.
You're also going off to some design awards as well, which have got some amazing news, Chris.
Yes, no, we were very excited about that. We were a finalist in the Innovation Awards for the Dementia Care Award Show.
Congratulations. When does that happen?
Not long. It's in a couple of weeks, on the 13th.
And this will be the first exhibition for you both, I guess.
Yes, the trade show at Excel is the 14th, 15th, and that's going to be the first time that we get to directly interact with others in the industry, so that we can present them with our products.
Yeah, and we're very much looking forward to that. It will be a great opportunity to discuss the accreditation, because these are the first activity products ever to receive accreditation from Stirling, and we're very proud of that.
And your dad will be with you.
Thank you very much.
Sharon and Chris Daltrey from Sheerness, creators of Timeless Presents for those with dementia. You can find out more about them at timelesspresents.com, and they'll be exhibiting at the Alzheimer's Dementia and Care Show 2024 at the Excel Arena in London on the 14th and 15th of June, and we wish them well.